Andy here, coming at you with another thrifting home decor haul video. So I know I say this a lot, but I have some pretty amazing things to show you today. So things have opened up in my town. I've been hitting the thrift stores so hard, and I cannot believe some of the stuff that I have found lately. Not just brass, oh, there's a lot of brass in this haul video, just a little FYI. But some other cool, kind of funky pieces that I'm super into, and I can't wait to see if you're into them too. So if you've watched my videos before, you know, first I take you shopping with me, just show you what's in the thrift stores around me right now, and then I bring everything home and let you know what I'm gonna keep and what I'm gonna sell in my Etsy shop. So without further ado, let's get thrifting. So I have so many cool things to show you. My favorite piece, of course, I'm going to leave to the end because it is just so cool. But first I'm gonna show you something that I mean, everything I pick up, I usually love. This particular piece, I actually, full disclosure, I can't take credit for it because my mom actually found it out thrifting herself. But when she sent me the picture, I was like, yes, bring that sucker home for me. Someone's going to absolutely love it. I'm gonna list this in my Etsy shop. It's this giant vintage cookie jar. I mean, look at how sculptural this piece is, and also look at how huge this piece is. It is like the size of my head. It just is an amazing piece. I love the type of clay that actually has all the texturing and different colors in it. It just right off the bat, it has so much visual interest with the piece without even having to put a glaze on it. I mean, this piece, like all the colors, it goes from like this kind of like yellowy tan color to like deep browns and little bits of white too. So there's so many different variations and tones in this. It's just absolutely exquisite. The shape is just, I just could not believe it. Especially this lid is so cute. I love just how this lid is just so adorable on top. So yeah, when my mom sent me a picture of this, I was like, yes, please pick that up for me. It is absolutely beautiful. I think she paid less than $20 for this, which is incredible. It's handmade, it's vintage, it's huge. So yeah, it's truly a stunning piece. This will be available on my Etsy shop. So I actually have a few items that my mom found out thrifting. The next piece I am keeping for myself, I'm sorry, because I've actually never seen anything like it. I mean, I pick up a lot of brass, but I have never seen a brass strawberry. So it's a brass strawberry dish. Sorry for that noise. A little surprising. But yeah, it has a ton of texturing and detailing on it. It's vintage. On the bottom it says handcrafted in Korea, which is where a lot of like brass figurines and stuff were manufactured, like way back when, mid-century wise. You also see Hong Kong, and then you can sometimes see, of course, like India and stuff too. But a lot of times like the decorative pieces like this tend to be in Korea. So I love this. It's in my kitchen. I just think it's absolutely adorable. My son was like, strawberry. And I'm like, yeah, that is. It's a strawberry. So I thought it was just such a cute little piece, such a nice talking point. So this I'm going to keep. But yeah, I have never found a piece of fruit. I don't know if I've ever found a piece of brass fruit, usually animals. So yeah, I thought this was really special. So I was so happy when my mom found it. I think she paid $15 for it. So a little bit up, but not really that much up. I think it's a pretty good deal for something this special and actually pretty big. So this will not be available in my Etsy shop because I'm going to keep it. So the next item is a little strange. So when I saw it, it spoke to me. The colors, it just really quirky and strange. I sent a picture to my husband and he was like, I kind of like it. So usually if he's like mildly interested in something, especially if it's art, I'm like, okay, I'm bringing it home, sold. So this particular piece, I know when you see it, you're gonna be like, Andy, this is very, very strange. I'm not sure many people would have picked this up. So it is this very interesting face head thing plaque. I don't even know how to describe it. So it's probably a good thing I'm not gonna list this in my Etsy shop because I don't even know how I would describe this thing. Colorful face person? I don't know. Anyways, here's a kind of a close-up of it. The colors and tones are just so vibrant. It's just such a neat, unique piece. I always like to find stuff like this that's like kind of sculptural and interesting. Definitely a talking point piece when someone comes to your house. This actually, you'll think it's probably funny, but this is what greets people when they come outside my house. So I actually had this hanging on a hook right beside my front door. So we actually had our house painted recently. It was just like this hideous color yellow, and now it's like this lovely shade of deep blue. And so with the blue in this and the tones and stuff, it actually matches really well and looks cool. I have yet to paint my front door, so it's still like the ugly color that it was. But when I do, I think I may do a video on like my front porch styling because it's definitely taken a major like journey since we bought the house. But yeah, this is what, like, for better or for worse, greets you like, hello, welcome to Andy's house. So anyways, I think it's cool. Maybe it scares people away. Hopefully it scares the solicitors away. We will see. But yeah, this won't be available in my Etsy shop, but when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, I think that's just so quirky. It's definitely something for me. So love this piece, but I'm gonna keep it. So another find that my mom picked up for me, and another piece of brass. I'm sorry, but I seem to be finding a lot of brass lately, but brass sells right now, so I have to pick it up anytime I see it, or my mom picks it up for me anytime she sees it. So this piece actually is quite beautiful. I haven't seen a brass pitcher like this. The weight on this, the sturdiness is like, I mean, some brass it's sturdy, and other stuff is just like solid sturdy. I know that doesn't make any sense probably to you, but if you were to hold this in your hand, you would totally get it. For something that has like this really like beautiful slender handle, I mean, it's just, you can kind of see how thick the brass is, but look at the pattern on this. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely incredible. Like the flowers and detailing, it's just beautiful and stunning. Actually, on the bottom, it says India, and then it has a like stamp. I don't know if that's coming through very well on the screen, but actually, when you have a piece that's first off stamped, that makes it a little bit more valuable because then you can kind of date it and see where it's from. And then also if it has a number on it too, that kind of is like the artisan mark, so that also increases the value of the piece. So this is beautiful. It's probably going to be available in my Etsy shop, although this is something I'm going to have a very hard time parting with. So I may bump the price up a little to make it worth me getting rid of it, or not getting rid of it, selling it. That's probably the better term. But yeah, this is stunning. I can't wait. While I wait for it to sell, I'll probably style a few flowers in it for the summer. But yeah, this piece I thought was absolutely exquisite. So when my mom picked it up, I was like, yes, yes, yeah, thank you. I think it was $20. So definitely a little bit more pricey in terms of the stuff. She usually goes to like some antique malls and stuff, so the prices are a little bit higher than if you were to go to Goodwill. But I still think that was like a very reasonable price for something this beautiful. So this will probably be available in my Etsy shop, but it's gonna be really hard to part with. So if you've watched me before, you know I love picking up baskets. I'm always looking for cute little baskets. And these two are absolutely adorable. So I went to an antique mall recently and I actually found these at 2 different booths, which is kind of funny because they go so well together. But I love these like grass woven baskets. Super cute. These ones you actually could stack up, which like how cute is that? I mean, absolutely adorable. These actually don't have a ton of fading, which I thought was amazing. Usually with vintage baskets, depending on where the person had them in their home, especially if it's anywhere near a window, I mean, say goodbye to the color. But these actually are pretty. Like if you look at the outside, the inside rather, and then you look at the outside, not too much fading actually. But yeah, look at the detail on this and the colors. I mean, so vibrant and fun. I mean, just exquisite. And I love the fact that I happened to find two that are so complementary. That I thought was really, really lucky, because you don't always find things that go this well together at the thrift store at two different booths. So this is the other one, teeny tiny little basket. So this one, it's kind of funny, lightened up quite a bit. So this was, you can definitely tell, was definitely deeper tones of like burgundy, but have lightened up a little bit to be more of like the more brighter red color. So yeah, totally cute. As much as I love these, I will probably be listing these in my Etsy shop because I can't own a billion baskets in my house. But lucky for you, these will probably be available, and they're just so cute. So yeah, I couldn't pass them up when I see them. I think that they were less than $5 each maybe, because they're so petite. But my goodness, they are adorable, and I had to get them. So speaking of teeny tiny things, the next thing I have to show you is this teeny tiny brass dachshund. I mean, how cute is this? I mean, I saw and I literally squealed aloud when I saw it because I thought it was absolutely adorable. So I have a dachshund. If you watched my last video, you saw a sneaky picture of her in the video. She's only 7 pounds. We adopted her a few years ago. That is a thrifting story in and of itself. So I will share that one day because it's actually kind of funny. But yeah, anytime I see anything dachshund, I have to pick it up because it reminds me of her. I actually had a dachshund growing up. He lived to, God, like 16 years old. I mean, we had him forever. So one thing about dachshunds, they live forever. But yeah, I thought that this was just so cute. Something like this, like tiny and petite, there's so many places you can put it in your home without it being like another big thing to clutter up your space. So I love finding little things like this, like little talking points that people can see. So this is in my entryway, actually next to another dachshund figurine. My God, too many dachshund figurines probably. But yeah, this was only $4.99, so I thought this is too cute to pass up. So this will not be available in my Etsy shop, but yeah, I just think it's absolutely adorable. One more look at that little sweet face. So yeah, saw it, had to pick it up. So I actually have a few more brass pieces. This next piece I've actually been looking for at the thrift store for ages. It's something that is like pretty prevalent, yet I had never found it. So it is this brass pocket change, like catch-all tray. So if you were to like search on Etsy for this, you'd probably find like dozens of these. But I just have always thought they were so fun and kind of whimsical, I guess. And so I definitely have been on the lookout for them, and I just happened to find one at my local thrift store recently. So I was pretty thrilled, and it also happened to be on a day that they had a 30% off home decor sale, which I was like, huh, well, this is like doubly amazing. So this was $6.99, which, you know, it's not for like brass at the thrift store, it's a little bit higher. But I just, you know, was so excited by the piece that I had to pick it up. It has like the original like green felting on the back. That's kind of, I've said this before if you've watched my videos, one of the ways to date a piece is to look at the felt color that might be on the back of the piece. Certain felt colors they don't really use anymore, which are like greens and burgundies, deep blues. You know, now it's more like black is kind of like the felting. So if anything needs to be protected on the back of a piece, it's usually like black now, not these types of colors here. So definitely old and vintage. This sucker could use some polishing. So I definitely want to polish this up, see how it looks before I may list it in my Etsy shop, because like I said, it's pretty saturated for this particular piece. And I really do like it. And frankly, my husband could use a catch-all for his dresser. I'm sure many husbands could use a catch-all on their dresser. So this will probably be for him. So we'll see how that goes in terms of like cleaning it up. I mean, cleaning brass sometimes is like amazing, the transformation. Other times stuff is just like inherently set. I mean, I think with vintage brass, you just have to be okay with like the natural patina of the piece, because that's just kind of how brass ages. So we'll see how this ends up cleaning up. But yeah, was really excited to finally find it. It was on my be on the lookout for list, or the BOLO list. If you are a reseller like me, you know what that means. So yeah, excited to find this. May or may not be in my Etsy shop. We will see. So the next piece is huge. So I went from like small pieces to a giant piece, but this piece I nearly ran across the thrift store and grabbed. And you'll be like, whoa, Andy, what could it be? And it is this beautiful vintage piece of art. I absolutely fell in love Italy, if you've watched any of my thrifting videos before, I have talked about Italy and my love of Italy. I am so sad not to be traveling yet. I mean, I know things are opening up, but going to Europe is still like not necessarily in my window of things I'm gonna be doing in the next, well, probably year, I don't know. So when I saw this piece, it absolutely reminded me of like a European city on the Mediterranean. The colors are just so beautiful and vibrant. Like, look at that blue. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And I also really like this like hot, almost like yellowy lemon color. So yeah, I found this. It was $19.99. I also got this piece when it was at 30% off day. So I was pretty excited to get it for like well under 20 bucks. So I originally picked it up and I was like, Mom, you should use this in your gallery wall, because my mom is like sourcing art for a gallery wall in her home. And it's been at my house because I told her, like, you can't take it until I put it in a haul video. And I have fell in love with it more and more each day. So she may not get it. So surprise, Mom, if you're watching this, you may not be getting this, because I do really, really love it. Surprisingly, this is not my husband's style of art, but he actually kind of likes it for the same reason, is that it like reminds him of like better, fun traveling times. So we may just keep it just for like the nostalgia at the moment until we like take a trip and we see like an Italian city and we'll be like, okay, whatever, we don't need to have like a piece of artwork of it. But my son also likes it. He likes to point out all the people and the boats and the buildings. So right now it's definitely a piece that it's gonna be hard to part with. So I probably won't be selling this. I don't tend to sell a ton of art that's big in my Etsy shop. It's just a little bit more bulky to ship. Funny story, the last piece of art I shipped actually was to someone in Italy. And bless their hearts, they didn't get it for 4 months. And why? The pandemic. And you know how Italy was at the beginning of the pandemic. It was just a disaster there. So I happened to ship it out literally at the end of March, before the pandemic just went crazy in April. This was obviously like 2020. But they did eventually get it, but it literally took 4 months and a lot of back and forth with the shipping company. So kind of funny, weird side note. But yeah, this piece, I absolutely adore it. Yeah, any sort of like art, especially like you can see the artist signature. I'm sorry, I did not show you that down there. So it's from 1979, so definitely a vintage piece. So yeah, stunning, beautiful, reminds me of better traveling days. So this is gonna be for me for now, but if I can pry it out of my mom's arms, maybe one day it will be available in my Etsy shop. So the next piece is wildly popular, and it is this teak like Bible or cookbook stands. They're hand woven, very intricate detailing. If it's coming across on the screen, yeah, you can kind of see it. So a lot of detail in the wood carvings, very beautiful, beautiful wood tones. I love teak wood. The tones on teak wood are just absolutely fabulous. This was made in Italy. Talking so much about Italy. This is made in India. Most of these types of teak, hand carved teak pieces are made in Italy. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, because this is like an absolute for sure sale, because people love these things because they just are so sculptural and they just look amazing on a shelf, just, you know, even by themselves. So you don't even have to put a book on them necessarily. I actually, funny enough, like to use these to stack towels. So if you have a guest bathroom or even your own master bathroom, putting like rolled towels on these actually is a fun way to display them that's not, you know, the typical just folded here or in a basket. You know, this is kind of another interesting way, you know, to display some decorative towels in your bathroom. So this has a little bit, this is the most annoying part, like, who drew on this? I want to know. So someone drew on it right there. Not a big deal, because when you're displaying this piece, no one's gonna see it underneath. I'm gonna try to get that out. I actually looked it up, like how do you get marker out of wood? And it looks like rubbing alcohol may be the ticket. So I'm gonna try just a little bit, because I don't want to ruin any of the wood and make it dry or bleached out or anything. So this is only $3.99. Incredible. Absolutely incredible price for something like this that's like hand carved. You know, there was another thing teak next to it, but it looked more like a modern piece, something that you'd pick up at like World Market. So I kind of regret not picking up, because I was not 100% sure. And that's one of the problems right now, is there's so many reproductions out there, and places like World Market or Home Goods are selling things that can be very deceiving, and you may think they're vintage, they're actually not. So that was a piece that I kind of just wish I would have picked up and maybe just did a little bit of Googling and to see. So I guess learn from me. If you're not 100% sure and there is a return policy, maybe pick it up just to be safe, and especially if you don't have time to do any research in the store. But yeah, I was really excited to score this piece. This will definitely be available in my Etsy shop. So we're almost at the end. You almost get to see my most amazing find ever. Well, I think it's the most amazing thing ever. But before we get to that piece, I'm gonna show you something that you've seen me pick up before, and that is brass candlestick holders. So I love these ones because they're a little bit different than the standard tall taper candlestick holders that, you know, everyone's really going crazy for, and you see a lot of them. These ones are so much more sculptural and interesting, so I definitely had to pick them up. I actually found a pair not that long ago that they were kind of similar that I found on vacation, and they sold like hotcakes. Like as soon as I posted them after filming a video and put them in a haul video, they were like out the door. So when I saw these, I was like, hopefully these will sell just as quick. So these will be available in my Etsy shop. But yeah, I was really excited to find a pair. You know, as I've said before, if you can find a pair of anything, definitely pick it up. But if you can't find a pair, also pick it up, because eventually you probably will be able to find the matching pair, or the matching mate to that pair. So anyways, these are gonna be available in my Etsy shop. Very cool and sculptural, just so much interest, extremely solid. I love the little like bobble feet that it sits on. I thought that was really, really cute and sweet. So yeah, very cool. A lot of like interesting patina on this, but they're really, really good shape. So available in my Etsy shop. Could not be more excited when I saw them. They were $3.99 and actually $4.99. But I actually got them both for $3.99 when I went up to the cashier. So that's one thing to know. If something is exactly the same but is priced differently, it usually means that it was separated from its friend during the time when they, you know, someone donated it, and then two different people priced it. And you know, the pricing is really up to kind of the discretion, obviously within limits of the person pricing. So that's why, you know, some person's like, oh, this is $4.99, and the other person's like, oh, this is $3.99. But usually they'll honor the lower price. So don't be afraid to say, hey, why are there two different prices? Can I have the lowest one? And usually they'll say yes. So available in my Etsy shop soon. Are you ready to see the most amazing thing I may have picked up ever? Ever, ever, ever. Okay, I know that sounds very dramatic, but it is something that is amazing. Anyone who has seen it is like, oh yeah, that's totally Andy. And the reason is because it is this all leather leopard. I mean, look at these crazy eyes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little creepy. These eyes are a little scary, but I choose not to look directly into them, and that makes me feel better. But yeah, I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace. So I buy a ton from Facebook Marketplace, like the local Facebook Marketplace. So, I mean, I see listings from people all over the country, but I've actually never purchased anything like through like the buy now function, like actually the transaction through Facebook. So when I saw this, I just happened to be looking for something else, and then this guy popped up on my feed, and I was like, huh. That is absolutely amazing. And it's kind of funny timing, because if you've watched one of my previous videos, I actually have a vintage leather camel that I found that I thought was absolutely incredible and very lifelike. And I thought that was like one of the neatest pieces I had ever picked up. And then lo and behold, a couple weeks later, this pops up into my feed. So really amazing. I mean, look, it has teeth on it. It has whiskers and these, like, of course, really creepy eyes. It's in amazing condition. It has just one tiny little point on the leg that the leather has like come away. But honestly, with a teeny tiny bit of glue, that will look like new. So yeah, a lot of patina, really good shape. I mean, it's just such a stunning, stunning piece. I love leopard print. Like if I could have everything leopard print in terms of like stuff, I don't know why, it just speaks to me. Leopard print does. My husband doesn't love leopard print, but he has learned to live with leopard print because it brings me so much joy. So he actually thought this piece was really cool, so I thought that was another win. And my son was like super excited. So I'm gonna have to hide this from him because he's gonna think it's his, and it is not, because this is something that's so special that I am going to be keeping. So I'm sorry, this will not be available in my Etsy shop. I apologize. But yeah, I was just blown away. And the best part about this, are you ready for it? The best part about this is it cost, you ready for it? It cost $24 shipped. Yeah, that's it. So I could not believe that, because that is a steal, like an absolute steal. Shipping stuff is expensive. I should know. I offer free shipping to people, so I know how much it costs. So yeah, I was just like amazed that this person was generous enough to give up the piece shipped at that price. So the man who sold it to me, he was really sweet, really excited for someone to get it who would love it as much as he had. It was packed so gently, and it was actually kind of funny how it was packed, because for padding he used like 1,000 like shopping bags from a grocery store. But hey, I do love a person that uses reuses packing materials. I do that in my own Etsy shop, because why contribute to more waste in the environment when you can just reuse all the stuff that is shipped to you in Amazon or given to you at the grocery store. So this piece I am just head over heels for. Could not believe I had found it. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this, because I actually did a little bit of an unboxing with it when I first got it. So that's one thing. If you want to see like cool things and behind the scenes stuff before they make it into my haul video, definitely follow me on Instagram, because I share a lot of cool things, thrifting tips, advice, decorating stuff, a lot of like fun thrifty reels, and then also like stuff like this when I find something that's just too exciting to keep and withhold into the haul video, I tend to share it and do a little sneak peek. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, please consider doing it. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what item was your favorite and what you think about the more controversial piece that is this guy right here. Would it scare you away from visiting my home? I hope not. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that piece, and of course any of the other pieces that I picked up. So that's all I have for you today, but before I let you go, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps grow my little piece of the internet. Thanks again, and I can't wait to see you in my next thrifting and decorating video. Take care.